All right, everyone, today we are going to talk about breads, right? So people love bread, and it is something that, as an endocrinologist, I practice in Port St. Lucie, Florida. I have a trouble getting people off bread. So I decided to come up with some alternatives, right? It's food for thought, right? So you don't have to do this, and some people are just fine with no bread. Great. I love that, right? But if you're not able to get off the bread and sometimes you have to use it for sandwiches and whatnot, I have some good news for you because these are tasty and healthy, what I'm going to talk about. Let's talk about zero carb breads first. Now, why zero carb? Well, regular bread is first of all loaded with carbs. We don't want that. And a lot of us trying to cut the carbs and maintain our weight. So I'll start with cloud bread. That is an interesting bread. Why? Because it is kind of a little different. It is super fluffy. It is light. It has a subtle egg flavor if you're into that. And you can top it with sweet or savory ingredients, like it's great for a meal, for a lunch, for example. It is gluten-free, so for people who have gluten allergies or people who avoid gluten for health reasons, that's great, right? It's high in protein too. So if you're watching your weight, you're watching your diabetes, that's a good option. Taste and texture, well, like I said, it's unique because it's kind of airy. When you take a bite, it's fluffy and kind of melts in your mouth. So depending on if you like that or not, but it pairs well with different toppings. So for breakfast, for example, I mean, people use it with cream cheese, with avocado, and some fresh herbs, right? If you want something sweet, you can do some almond batter and some sliced strawberries. That will be a great, delicious choice for a breakfast. Now, where do you find the cloud bread? Well, you can find it at health food stores, right? Especially the ones that are focusing on the gluten-free products. But you'll probably find something on Amazon. You'll probably find something on Thrive Market. If you're feeling adventurous, I mean, there are many recipes online also you can find and make at home yourself. The second on the list is almond flour bread. Well, this is fairly popular, right? It's kind of nutty, right? It's kind of cool. It's slightly sweet in flavor and moist in texture, rich in healthy fats like and vitamin E, good for your heart, and perfect for sandwiches and morning toast. It has a delightful nutty flavor, like I said. It is pretty tasty or close to regular bread. It is moist, it is tender, it's satisfying. That subtle sweetness from almond flour enhances its taste. Really, it makes it good. It's a warm profile that is hard to resist, to believe or not. It works many ways. I mean, you can do open-faced sandwiches with turkey, cheese, and veggies for a nutritious lunch. For breakfast, you can do a toast, a slice of it, and some nut butter, some cinnamon, for example, would be great. It pairs okay with soups and salads too. I mean, it is great, heart healthy and low carb. And if you have to have a bread, that will be your bread. So try it. The third one is Psyllium husk bread. It is an earthy flavor. It's kind of a little chewy, right? Not terribly. A hint of sweetness, high fiber. It's great for digestion if you have constipation problems, and it's good for cholesterol management as well because anything with high fiber will bind the cholesterol in your intestine, which will help get rid of things faster. Now, if you're craving that classic bread feel, this is pretty solid option. Texture of this bread is pretty earthy flavor. It's a little chewy, satisfying. And it is fairly close to a traditional bread experience. There is a little bit of sweetness to it. A lot of fiber also gives a nice dense bite. So it's nice and dense. It holds together well if you're doing some hearty good sandwiches. It's not going to crumble easily. And it pairs very well with savory dishes. It's perfect for sandwiches as well. If you want to have some meat, cheese, and some veggies for a lunch or a snack or something like that. You can top it up with some avocado or almond batter, some salt, and you're good to go. Soups and stews, if you're into those, it's great. It soaks up flavors like a champ, and you'll be happy that you tried. Whether you enjoy the plain or with toppings, that bread will be good all around low carbohydrate bread. And number 4 is flour bread, and I have a few other breads that, in addition to that I'm going to call this that like bonus breads that you can find more commonly if you cannot find these up. But coconut bread is great. I mean, if you love the tropical vibe, which I do, this bread is for you. It is mild coconut flavor. It's very moist. There are a lot of healthy fats and fiber in there. Taste and texture, it is kind of close to traditional bread. The texture is super moist and slightly dense, not as dense as the Psyllium bread, but it's pretty satisfying if you really are looking for that traditional bread experience. It is pretty versatile as well. It works well with sweet and savory toppings. For a sweet treat, if you're really having a sweet tooth that day, you can do some coconut oil on it and sprinkle some cinnamon, and you can enjoy it with some fresh fruit like bananas and whatnot for a breakfast. If you are gonna have something sweet, it's better to have this. Now, on the savory side, it pairs pretty good with avocado, lime juice, and a dash of salt, and you're good to go for a great low-carb snack. It holds pretty well as a sandwich base, and it is great with grilled chicken, salsa, cheese. They are all good. That goes well with the coconut flour bread. And you can get these bread as well. Again, all these breads are fairly available online and in stores, especially in health food stores, whole food stores, and Sprouts, and you name it. So let's talk about some low-carb breads that are popular in stores that you go daily, like could be Costco, Sam's Club, Publix, Walmart, wherever you go. But at Costco, for example, you can find Sola bread. It comes in various flavors, only 4 grams of net carbs per slice, not too bad if you're only having one slice, hopefully. It is pretty hearty texture, and it's great for toasting. Let me know what kind of breads do you use? What bread really floats your boat? And if maybe you're not a bread person, that's great. But tell us your experience, maybe you found a bread that works for you and maybe we didn't mention. So write that in the comment section. Sam's Club, for example, offer nature's own live wheat bread. This is like 3 grams of net carbs per slice. When we say net carbs, it means, we are taking the fiber out of the equation. Total carbs minus fibers is basically your net carbs. So again, this is a low-carb bread. It's fantastic for sandwiches. Now, when you visit Publix, look for UD's gluten-free bread. So they have pretty tasty multigrain option that is low in carbs and gluten-free. Perfect for people with those carb restrictions. Walmart, for example, has Hungry Girls protein bread. And a funny name, right? 1 gram of net carbs per slice. Great. It is packed with protein and a pretty satisfying taste as well. That won't really leave you deprived of the real bread. These stores provide great options for anyone who wanting to enjoy the bread and cut the carbs. So if you really like to shop in person, just go to Whole Foods, Sprouts, or one of these stores, and you'll find these bread types that we mentioned. Trader Joe's may surprise you actually with some nut-based and coconut-based breads too. So don't forget the freezer section too. There are a lot of good breads that needs to be kept cold. And if you are ever unsure, just ask a store associate and say, hey, where are the low-carb breads? Because, all the good breads are actually, there are low in carb and healthy. It's just in the fridge because they go bad quick. They don't have preservatives like the regular breads do. So if a bread is sitting around for days and days and nothing's happening to it, maybe you shouldn't be eating that bread, because if the fungus is not eating, why would you eat, right? So they're pretty smart. So, but we are not. Obviously, we are not, and that's why we have all these health issues. Now, last thing before you go, if you enjoyed this episode, again, don't forget to subscribe and share with friends, and check out our website for a lot of holistic options. Subscribe to our newsletter, and guess what? We'll see you in the next video again. Hello, everyone. Thanks for watching. And this year, we are announcing for 2025 January start a diabetes reversal program, and we need your input. So go to diabetesreversalformula.com and sign up, be a thought leader, give us your recommendations how to create this program so we can beat diabetes together. See you later.